Okay. Hello, everyone. We are live today with our is it the second? It's a third lab. We're halfway through. Holy moly, artichoke. Anyways, hi, I'm Emily. I lead the DevRel team here at Scroll, and we have some fun guests as well um, joining us today to help us kind of go along that whole process. Um, Before I guess I dive into it, two action items. Number one, you guys please introduce yourselves. Number two, I forgot to turn on background music. So I'm gonna go figure out what that looks like while you guys introduce yourself.
Awesome.
Sure. I'll go over a quick start and then I'll hand it over to Danny. Danny's our man of the hour. So I'll just do a quick one. Now, you all must be wondering, where is Raza? What's this funny looking man replacing him? I promise you, no one's replacing Raza. He's too precious. But it's your luck today. I'm co-piloting with Emily. Not gonna let her fly solo. We're gonna be reviewing some cool MVPs that you have all built out. I'm really excited. We're gonna be diving into some actionable insights, what you have built. And then I promise you, from my end, I'll be cranking up the energy. Let's go. Oh, yeah. And I'm also developer relations based in Southeast Asia, specifically Malaysia. So when you guys come to Scroll Campus, you're going to be seeing a lot of me.
Woo! All right. Cool. Hi guys, I'm Danny. I'm building a startup called JPEG.fun, but I am also an ecosystem builder who builds events, conferences, hackathons, and in general, I'm just really interested in the social aspect of Web3. So yeah,
Okay.
that's me. Nice to
Very
meet you guys.
cool. Yeah, I wanted to actually get into a little bit of like how do you know the team?
I like Scroll.
Yeah. How did you get to know RH and Raza? So I guess like caveat, right? You were a builder, we met somewhere and we're like, oh, we should bring him on the stream because you have a lot of knowledge to share. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. So I think, well, I get. I'll answer two questions, which is one is how do I meet the team in the first place? I think the first person in Scroll that I've met, I've heard of Scroll before. I think in 2022, you guys sponsored quite a few events. So I've heard of Scroll. And I met RH first in 2024. 2024, he came for one of our meetups. He was very high energy, very, very friendly. And I think he was a good representative of Scroll. So through RH, I got to know other people from the Scroll team. Harith, a colleague of mine in ETL, has told me about Raza. So when I was in Korea and I heard Raza was in Korea, I chased him down. Like I went from Gangnam all the way to Itaewon just to find him. And yeah, that's how I kind of got to know the team. And honestly, the Scroll team are very, very cool people. I love that you guys, actually listen to builders and just like it feels like a buddy that's kind of go co-building with us. So yeah, that's cool. And on the second question, which is more on, yes, I'm a builder. I'm not very technical. I understand the technical stacks, but I've been doing startups since 2019. So there's a lot of knowledge and experiences that came from my failures. Hence why today I'm still building. It's fun. It's part of me, and yeah, so that's about it.
Awesome. Okay. No, now I feel pressured to hang out with you this weekend. Context right before this call, Danny's in New York right now with me. Well, not with me, but like in the same city. And I was like, I can't see you this weekend, but now I have to like. You went from city to city in Korea, so I guess like I have to.
No.
What do you call
It's
it? Make the
it's
effort
all right.
to cross the bridge. But yeah, let's dive into it. You said you were already like looking for investors here and things like that. I think it would be cool if we could talk a little bit about, what you're working on and what's your project.
Sure, yeah. So I'm building this project called JPEG.fun. I think it's a very fun name as well. So I think just from the name, a lot of people will get the context that it's some sort of Pump.fun fork, but for JPEG, so NFTs maybe. So initially that was the whole idea. I'm like, okay, what if we bring NFT backs, but kind of add that bonding curve aspect of it. But with the context of this call, MVPs, something you learn is that as you build, ideas can pivot. So right now, JPEG.fun is, for me, it's kind of like a more of a crypto game where you can snap photos, mint it instantly, and just let this speculative market where people get really creative with it, either take very funny photos or take cute dog photos or something, very cultural moments, like if it's Trump's inauguration, taking a picture of Trump, how people speculate on the value of those photos. It is a fractionalized marketplace, so you can fractionalize your JPEGs and allow as little or as many people to buy into it. So for me, it's more of a game, because I feel like a lot of people come into crypto for the financial aspect, but a lot of people also stay because it's fun. And yeah, so that's what I'm building. I can just show a little on what it is. So right now it's a web app that we've kind of built, and instantly when you open it, it's just this kind of like camera. So I would snap a photo, for example, like this bottle. I'll just write bottle, add a description. Very good for thirsty people. Or whatever, right?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. So we've kind of added privy. So yeah, you don't. So I want this more to be more of a fun thing. I don't want people to learn about wallets or anything. Just go straight into it, have fun. And yeah, once you've minted it, it'll go on like the front page. So right now the front page is it's just all these random photos, because we kind of like onboarded 300 beta testers for people just to try and play around with it. Yeah, so that's what JPEG.fun is. I would say it is just a speculative market for JPEGs. The unique selling point is that you cannot upload. You have to take a photo. So it is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess taking us through the weeks of Scroll Open, we started with idea, build in public, MVP is where we're at. So maybe we start with idea. I guess you kind of said it came from like pump.fun, but like any other sources of inspiration? Why build this? Why build it now? I think one of the things we said about ideas, right? It's like, it's okay if it already exists, right? Like, how are you doing it better?
Yeah, I would say so. So I looked. I guess my initial idea came from observation. First of all, I observed that why is this large market segment really just staying in speculative? I realized that because that's fun. It's a mind share game that we're all playing. Whether it's about narratives, it's kind of like this imaginary mind share that we're all kind of like trying to guess what's the next narrative and all that, and it's fun. So I observed that that's something that the market is really interested in. And the second thing is, as I was building out the product, I started having fun with it as myself. So initially, it wasn't about taking photos. Initially, I thought, okay, why? I have all these rare things like ceramics and all. What if I can just mint them on the blockchain? I don't know, just to kind of like sort all my items in one place. But when we were building it, my co-founder was taking photos of my ear, and it's like, haha, your ear is on the blockchain. I thought it was so funny. So, and then we just had this like battle where we were taking each other's photos and minting on a blockchain. So yeah, the idea kind of came from that, and yeah, I would say that's how the idea kind of pivoted. And speaking about MVPs, I think the important part of it, you might be speaking on this later on, is if you have an idea, even though it's not like fully formed, just build it and suddenly a new idea comes out of it. So that's how JPEG.fun came about. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, and let's talk about MVPs, right? So I think there are two aspects. If you guys did watch the lecture on Wednesday, if not, go watch it. It's on YouTube at scroll_ZKP. But things like, if you can delete it and it'll still work, what are you deleting, right? That's your MVP. Other things like, this is your time to get into like feedback hell, build in public, stuff like that. I guess, Danny, the question for you too is like, what are the MVP parts of, like, what did you consider MVP for your project and non-MVP for JPEG.fun? Especially since I guess right now you are looking for investors, right? So like, there's probably been some thought into that. And how you're positioning it right now.
Right. So I and my rationale for investors is more of a validation. So the way ideas form into products is, yes, you start with an MVP, that you can kind of illustrate to people and show what it is about. MVPs can come in different forms. It can be just a picture, like just a rough sketch of it, or it can be a working prototype. So my next step after an MVP, and if I get the metrics right, is to validate it. So I can validate it in two ways. It's either I talk to my consumers, get beta testers in, see if they're having fun with it, or talk to investors. They have market insights, and they might be able to give a bit more insight into whether this product will do well in the market or not. And if people are willing to invest money, that's a really good validation that your product is good and it should be in the market. So yeah, and I think you asked about what I considered MVP. Is that the question?
I guess like for JPEG.fun specifically, were there any features that you were just like, oh, this would be interesting, but I'm going to cut it for like V2 kind of thing?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. So, for me, when I build product, it's always first fundamentals. I try to keep it as lean as possible. If possible, just do it as one function. So, of course, as you guys saw from the front page right now, it's messy. It's just all these random photos and all. So this is likely to be an explore page in the future. And I would want to be a hot and trending page on the front. But I think when you're building with testers and all, it's not really important. You just got to make sure the core function of minting and making it fast is the most important thing, which works pretty well. And in the future, of course, we're gonna have like financial aspects where each of this photo will be a card that shows the price. It's kind of like how you scroll Magic Eden or OpenSea on your phone. Those are important, but it's not core yet. For me, as long as people can use it and have fun with it, that's the most core function. And yeah, I would say so. There's a lot of ideas that I want to do. Like if a certain photo reaches a certain volume, it becomes a legendary JPEG. So it would have like this glowing border in different colors. So orange would be like a legendary JPEG or whatever. Those are really cool ideas, but it's not core to illustrating the idea. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a question there. I feel like if I may interject for a little bit, Danny, you've been building this product really, really well. And to be able to get to a point of 300 beta testers, like Raza and I was talking about it, we were really, really impressed, right? So most of the builders coming in for their first 3 weeks, maybe like 5 to 10 beta testers, that's also kind of like a high point already, like getting user feedback. But for you to get 300 user feedback, we'd love to know some of your thoughts as a co-founder, as a founder yourself. How do you think about sifting through meaningful information from the feedback and then turn it into actionable insight that you can take to maybe to like your VCs or maybe to like pitch it? Like, what are some of your thoughts there?
Yeah, that honestly, that's a really good point. I'll keep it to 3 different points. One is getting testers. 300 is an impressive number. I would say I'm lucky in that sense. I think just the name got people really interested on what it is. I believe the market crave for novel ways to speculate and have fun. So a lot of people were saying, "Oh, is this the next thing?" Right? So I was just lucky in that sense in terms of testers. But if you have 5 to 10 testers, I would say that's really good already. Just try to focus your product to satisfy those 5-10 people. But once you have, and then this leads to the second question, which is, once you have all those testers and they all have different ideas of how your product should be, it is important, but I would say if your rationale for having these testers is to test the functionality of the product, don't take the feature ideas. I mean, like, just, like, take it with a grain of salt. And also, you're the founder, you should have better market insights than the consumers. But that's not to say don't listen to them. And I think the third point was on, hold on, so number of testers, listening to testers, and also taking those metrics and kind of like showing it to the investors. So honestly, testers is a good way of traction. And I think as I was just illustrating my product, you saw that all those random photos, there's also a random photo of like a sheep, I think. Yeah. So someone minted a sheep somewhere in the world. And I was wondering like who has a sheep to just mint right away. And I was just asking in the group chat, and it was just this guy from Argentina. I was like, yeah, my family runs a farm and we have a sheep. So it's a really cool observation, that you have someone across the world that is actually trying a product. Diversity matters. Because what works for you, like my social circle would totally have fun with this, but a farmer in Argentina, would he have fun with it? And clearly he's having fun, right? So yeah, I mean, just to be able to illustrate that you have this diversity of people that are really interested in your product is also a good metric to show your investors. So not just in numbers, but also like quality of beta testers matter a lot. Yeah, and sorry, this is just an additional point. But I think it's something that's fun to mention is I have no social presence for JPEG.fun. I didn't create a Twitter for it. And I haven't really tweeted about it much. Maybe I've shared it with a group or two, but so when we have 300 beta testers, you're kind of curious where they came from. So I asked in the group, and one of them said, a few of them actually said that they saw the on-chain activities in the testnet. So that was really cool. Like they joined because they found it. They just searched our website, and already there was a CTA to join beta testing. So having a good CTA is very important as well. Whether it's a landing page, whether it's on your Twitter. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that down.
Whoa. Insane. Yeah. So I guess we skipped over week 2, build in public, but this is your version of building in public, I feel like, for sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. This is a feedback session, so I do want to get to like people's, I guess, actual projects that they submitted. But thank you very much for sharing. I look forward to like seeing how JPEG.fun, I guess, evolves over time and lessons you learn. So I guess this is a point where feel free to drop off if you want. We can dive through some. It's just usually me going through like a bunch of Twitter submissions of like, I guess this week is themed around MVP, and then we just give thoughts. But no pressure if you need to go do big boy important things. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emily and RH.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining, Danny.
All right.
Thanks
bye-bye.
for being here, Danny. See you in a bit, Danny.
Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead and get started. Window. Here we go. Chrome tab, actually. How is this working? Okay, cool. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. I think one thing I'll note with submissions every week, they haven't been the best formatted. So if we're going to go back into build in public, let's, I guess, clean up the way we make our posts such that it's easy to give feedback. So this one first is Cash Vault. I'm going to leave a comment here and just ask, like, can you post what features you included as part of MVP and not?
Seeing a lot of features as well, but it would be nice to see like how are they going to be validating that this, are they going to be solving a problem?
Yeah. So cool. That's okay. Let's move on. Okay. Getsun. Introducing Chama DApp, redefining group savings and investments on the blockchain, building an on-chain Chama. I actually don't know what Chama is. I'm assuming is this some like specific country specific reference?
We're building an on-chain Chama, and then in parentheses, rotating savings and credit association.
Okay. Trust the African.
I'm guessing that's what Chama mean.
Okay. I'm guessing that's what it is too. I was just curious like where the word came from. Dive into our MVP. We'd love feedback. What features would you like to see? Okay, cool. So
I feel like one thing right off the bat, it seems like this screenshot itself is from a mobile view, so they're prepping it up to be mobile friendly. So that's something that I would say I like about that.
Is it a mobile view? Are you sure it's not a screenshot of a? I guess,
when I click into it, it kind of feels like a mobile view, or maybe it's just going to the console and then switching the view to like a mobile responsive view. But either way, I'm getting the vibes that they're getting ready for some mobile friendly Yeah, review. That'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, building on chain. No more manual records, no middleman, just more dive into our MVP. I don't have time to actually run like all the bring up the React app. So I'm gonna post the same question and list out the features in your MVP. What purposes do they serve? What are you cutting? Cool. Let's move on. So, meet block gigs, the future of Web3 work. Freelancing in Web3 has its challenges, time zone mismatches, unreliable. We're fixing that with block gigs, a decentralized job building because seamless hiring. Okay, same question. What's in your MVP? But we can do some idea validation as well, since I think people are asked, like, I guess, kind of popping in ideas. No worries if you guys are late joiners. But yes, I think maybe we can start with this. Like, RH, what do you think would belong in an MVP for freelancing in Web3?
For it to belong in freelancing Web3, I feel like there should be trials. Trials would be something that I would love to see. Just because if let's say there is an easy way for automating payments already, and then also showcasing like what the invoice look like, I feel like that would be something already very cool to show what it actually looks like. Because a lot of times Web3 itself is a lot of prototyping, but if they can come up with something tangible out of this MVP. So for example, I do see here that there's going to be payroll and invoicing, but what does that kind of look like at a high level? And then that kind of gives people confidence to actually use the product. I think that would be something cool to see.
Sorry, I don't quite understand what you're talking about, RH. You're saying they should show off what payroll looks like in the gig app?
If they have like a demo of a short end-to-end, if let's say I completed a work and then now I get paid for it, and then towards the end, and then I will also have the invoicing piece, the payroll piece generated. So that feels a lot more like it will attract bubbles outside of Web3 also. People want to use it, not just for the Web3 aspect, but they have that confidence that it's something that they can use on a day-to-day basis.
Oh, okay. I'm going to fight you on this. I don't
Okay, all
know if
right.
that's part of an MVP. That feels very ambitious, right? Because, like, for me, I guess what I'm thinking is MVPs, like, especially, I guess, in the phase of scroll open, is about validating your idea, right? So before even getting into like how do we make this UI or like flow palatable to non Web3 users, I think first off, do Web3 users even want to use this? How do we build it in a way that it services maybe that core audience? Because it seems like that's the proposition here right now. Like,
Well, then at least like the job button needs to be up, then I think, right?
oh yeah, the job button. Yeah, I mean, so like main features wise is like easy to find, I think, roles. I would say like filtering is really important. I think especially with jobs, noise is annoying, as well as making sure your qualifications match the desired profiles of the I guess job posters. I think especially with these types of things, you are servicing two types of audiences, right? So you have the, I guess you could say, supply and demand. I'm saying demand being the job seekers, suppliers being the job posters. So there's some also like base features of like, as a job poster, what does my experience look like? Does it have all the basics I need as, let's say, like taking the position of a recruiter?
Yeah.
And then as for like payroll and all of that kind of stuff, I think not in the MVP can be handled by like already whoever is doing it, right?
So that could be something that can be removed for now.
Yeah, maybe. Though it also feels like maybe in this description they're saying the problem is that the external party is handling it, and that's what they're trying to fix. So maybe payroll actually I guess is it saying, I guess, all of the the payments is going. Okay, never mind. RH,
Well-
maybe you're right. The entire point of this is that I guess payments would be streamed on chain.
Over here, for the last point, payroll and invoicing, the bullet point goes like crypto and global payments. So no PayPal, no problem. So I think that will be one of their future milestones there. But I agree with you.
Are we
right,
looking
job
at the
board is-
same screen?
Oh no, because when I click into it, there
I-
are additional points to it.
Oh, like in the comments?
No, it's actually a thread, right?
Sorry, can you look at the screen I'm sharing and not at your phone? I think we're
okay.
completely talking about
was just like-
different things. Oh my god. Block gigs.
Let's
Are you
rewind.
talking about block gigs?
Yes, this is also still BlockX, but
Okay,
I was
where-
looking at it from like. So from the tally, if we open up the X post that was linked,
Yes. Okay. 0x
Then-
joy. I'm starting from the very bottom of the form submission because that's an order.
oh, that's strange. I mean, I plopped this open at a different time, and then I'm seeing a thread. But you know what? Let's go back to this one then, because mine is. Yeah, it's strange.
Excuse me, technical difficulties. Okay, well, I guess you can see when something changes, I don't know. There's fighting, but that's the point, right? Like posting about this, asking questions allows you to get like kind of some feedback and decide for yourself. Yeah, I mean, RH, you sent me the link. This is the same thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's the same one. Wait, I'm totally seeing a different one. I have to take a screenshot later on. But
Okay.
we'll go over that like separately. Okay.
Yeah,
Now this is
okay.
strange.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's get into the next one. Third, I want to share some tech specs on the products that I'm working. I have to design the user action list and backend action right now. Oh man, I don't. Okay. Oh yes, I have the thing. So I guess in a description elsewhere, this guy is building an on-chain dollar cost average. The system will help you do recurring buying crypto assets while ensuring your fund is safe. Primary features is creating the vault, depositing funds, withdrawing funds, allowing you to modify the dollar cost average. User action list. In this image, I described the list of actions. Users will create a smart contract wallet and create an investment plan. Deposit funds. Send funds to the smart contract wallet, withdraw, and create these plans. Backend, create a wallet. Let me expand this. Operator wallet. Let's see. Let me know if you need to zoom in.
This
or
is
you
a
need...
very thorough one.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
This
only
is what I
focusing
like.
on
This
one
is
thing.
good building in public, guys. Very
Getting
helpful.
everyone involved.
Yeah. Modify DC plays. What was he? I want to share the tech spec. Design the user action. Okay, backend action list. Backend request DC plans. Record. Okay, my initial thoughts. User action flow makes sense. It's a very straightforward use case.
Yeah.
Right. MVP equals how you differentiate, because I mean there's quite a few different ways. I mean, like, I don't, like I said, projects like this exist. How are you different from it? I think it's all about like user onboarding / education. How is your project making users feel safe and easier to invest in crypto? That's my first like instinct, right? Like, how do you stand out? I guess that would be part of your MVP, right? Like feedback on why you would want to use this. as
And also
opposed to like,
functionally, as for the DCA piece, that would be really cool. Just seeing that it actually does the dollar cost averaging, maybe like on a weekly basis or like a monthly basis or whatever it is. That'd be cool.
yeah, monthly basis graph. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think this main value proposition that you're mentioning, right, is like making users feel safe, removing the overhead, like allowing them to kind of, I guess, map their investments over time. Okay. We are Gucci there. Let's keep going.
Let's go.
Yay, more graphs. Okay, so idea.
Nice.
They're building a zero interest lending platform. Lenders receive high yield, so 5 to 100x of Aave, while borrowers get an interest-free loan. They use a delta neutral contango strategy to hedge against impermanent loss. The features of the MVP include a dashboard, deploy mock AMM contracts, simulate the futures market, and also deploy our own mock ERC20s. We need to do this because we can't really execute the strategy on a testnet as the tokens don't have real value and can't be used with off-exchange settlement providers. That makes sense. Oh, he's saying you're here. Yes. Okay. The post got too long, so follow up to clear things up. This idea is that we provide liquidity to AMMs. Cool.
It's cool. Also off exchange. Card loss. Our first impression is they definitely know how they're building this out already. They have the tech stack ready. That's solid. That's solid. Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
So this
So I guess right off the bat for an MVP, if they can show, I guess what they call it, the what's that? The LTV, liquidation to value. Is that what it's called? Ratio.
I think so.
Kind of like how Aave does it. So I feel like if the MVP is itself somewhat similar to how Aave does it first, and then they can start showcasing what's going to be different in their roadmap, their milestone, that would be cool.
Cool. Roadmap. Different.
5 to 100x of Aave.
I'm going to be like transparent. I am not familiar with delta neutral contango strategy. So I don't know how much feedback I can give here. But I do know our DeFi degens on the Scroll team are very interested in lending borrowing platforms and how you're going to be differentiating yourself from the giants in the space. I think there's a bit of like MVP about building an MVP on a testnet and what that looks like. I am curious if there's a way to also test this using like simulations. I don't know if this is an ignorant take on can you test using
it looks like the follow-up comment, it says that they'll also be simulating the futures market.
Okay. Well, so they're deploying a mock AMM to simulate the futures market. But I meant like, can they fork, let's say, mainnet, and then like, but I guess they need to actually take action. I mean, maybe they can. It's more thoroughly.
And be sure to drop like the assumptions so we know what the assumptions that they use for their testing. That'd be cool.
For submission would be cool to drop all the assumptions that you for testing in detail. Okay, cool. I apologize.
Nice.
Who's next? Okay, share this tab. Tribe app. Niche social community built on top of Farcaster XYZ. It allows users to connect with people in their city through these channels, creating more localized, engaged social experience. Here's a, oh, we're already in demo phase. Good job. Features we have implemented. Casting. Take photos and cast. Other things. Ask a question, submit a poll, create an event, tip a task, organize a space. Crowdfund. I haven't used Farcaster in a really long time.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But Emily,
Sorry, guys.
I'll be interested because like this project seems to be launched on October 22nd last year. So sometime in probably it's been live for like 3 months. If it's been running on Forecaster, they must have had some market insights there. What does the market think about it? Are we seeing that also attached?
So they did build this already, right? So the rules of the hackathon is we'll only be judging on features you've added during the course of the hackathon, right?
Okay.
So I guess they built with Farcaster because it's for on-chain summer, so I'm assuming like base. So
Just ran into additional features.
as a separate app, Tribe. Okay, cool. So this is interesting. So basically, they built it already as a separate app, and then they migrated it over onto Farcaster. Good use of, I'm assuming, user feedback. Our Republic assigned the design of a few screens in a past hackathon. So they've been working on this over time. Very cool. Very cool. Looks like you've been iterating on it over the course of multiple hackathons. For scroll open specifically, wondering what you're adding / refining in the 6 weeks. So you're probably actually past MVP stage, but I guess to dive into it. Keep up with your neighborhood. So I actually used one of these type of apps, but like in the Web 2 space when I first moved to New York.
Oh wow! So
but
personally, for yourself,
yeah, go for it.
What would you like to see built on top of apps like this?
I think so when I think community, a lot of it is like, especially I'm using this like location based, right? So I'm assuming I'm trying to meet people in person. Is events being like the first landing page, unless I'm misunderstanding the point of this application. But like that's when I used a similar app of like, oh, I'm looking to meet new people and get closer with like folks in New York. Like I opened it and it would immediately show me a map and then all the different locations of like where an event might be taking place or meetups that were happening. So I could like easily be like, oh, okay, I want to, like, this is awesome. I can do something like here. I guess similar to like meetup.com, if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
But that is also cast. Yeah, I'm curious why the photo building portion is the very first thing you did, given this is about community building. Unless it's like sharing cool things that you're seeing in the neighborhood. I guess there's different ways to yeah, so basically my first thought is if I'm trying to build community in my location, I'm looking opportunities to meet. Yeah, I mean, maybe what I'm saying is like in the course of scroll open, that event function or like organization function becomes part of your MVP. I don't know.
Mhm. The MVP is already pretty stacked, but if I had one thing to chime in here is that the name of the app itself is Tribe. So like how Danny approaches it, the name of an app is also quite important. So for Tribe itself, if I were to just add on something simple, it would like be tags for like people with shared interests, and then how do you actually connect with them to form your tribe? I guess I'm not really seeing that here, but let me know if I missed it. Yeah.
Interest tags to help you form your tribe. Cool. Reply. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. Sneak peek into our cloud POS, a powerful merchant information for seamless store payment management. Oh, it's pretty now already. So it's a payment terminal that supports both fiat and crypto payments out of the box, hiding the technicalities from the merchant and the user. User can tap their card as usual, and the payment will be processed according to best route available, so Visa, MasterCard, Amex, or via stables on the blockchain. So I guess this is POS, point of sale. Yes, okay, there we go. That's my first of feedback. If you're using an acronym, make sure people know what acronym you, because I'm like POS, piece of SHIT. Okay. Uh-oh.
Not wrong.
No, I don't. Not that your project is a POS. It is a POS, but a point of sale. So they developed the UI and part of the backend for the cloud point of sale, a web interface to manage inventory / SKU, customer retention, and financial tools with AI support to improve sales. So AI being an LLM that translates complex financial jargon into user-friendly, actionable items. So I guess if I'm having to summarize, and also, I guess if people are leaving comments because you're like, Emma, you're reading this wrong. What do you call it? This is basically for merchants who are accepting both crypto and like traditional fiat and understanding like how the performance goes. Is that, am I interpreting this correctly?
I guess I just pulled up the tally part as well, so I think that makes sense. It's targeting the payments category. That's definitely it.
Yeah, for sure.
But this is just my take. I feel like for MVPs, the part about having the AI support to improve sales, that might be able to come later, I guess. But if you can get the payments up and running, I think that would be the bare bone MVP.
Yeah. But did they say the infra's already done? The UI and part of the back end for the cloud. Oh, yes. Yeah, so I guess AI part is interesting, but not necessarily VP. But you have 6 weeks.
Yes, you do. Let's go.
Lots of time on cool features. Yeah, so like basics equals onboarding flow for vendors. What is that? Okay. Cool. Yeah, and obviously like making sure it makes it work, but it seems like you said part of the backend's already up and running. So Coolio, Bulio. I think the biggest part, like I want to say, is basically like doing interviews, getting feedback on the MVP that you have already built. Because I'm not a vendor, so wouldn't say I'm the best person to understand what's in an MVP. But I'm assuming, I guess, on the user side MVP is just like I shouldn't even notice that the what do you call it?
So like a
Vendors.
Web3 Rails.
Yeah, the vendors
Mm.
doing something different. Oh, did this person submit again? Did I read this?
Yeah, I think it's a double submission.
Okay, or maybe I just clicked the wrong thing. Oh, they had more information. Okay, wait, I'm gonna keep going. Tori, this is just a
Profile page.
profile page. I have another profile. Oh, I have quite a few profile pages. I'll skip over them. They filled in some more information on the actual tally form. Introducing Dispatches, a blockchain-powered logistics app. Oh, we're defining last mile delivery using blockchain tech. Design the UI. Great. Currently working on admin page design. Great. Front end development has started. Smart contract is still in development. Say goodbye to lost payments, packages, payments delay and disputes, real time tracking. So, what do they have? Secure proof of delivery. Wow, big team. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they just got it into like week 3. I remember their submission inside the group. We see you. Keep up the great work. You guys made it to week 3 submission.
Yes.
Nice.
Also, great example of building in public. I think it's like very easy to understand what's going on. But I guess also here you have a lot. So dispatch an MVP feature. Sign up login, right, request delivery, track delivery, secure payment, proof of delivery. For the rider. Okay, I don't know if there's anything. Am I missing something? I think the one piece probably is just like notes, right? If there's anything that goes wrong during delivery or comments or stuff like that.
My impression of this green check marks means that it's sort of ready. And I feel like if it's ready, you're also ready to get market validation already. Like to some extent, there even riders and even users, they could just kind of play around with the UI without having the smart contract ready. That could be a way for you to get your MVP out.
Yeah. True. Yes. So
So it's like if
okay, yes.
in what was done so far.
Okay. Yes. Super thorough. Remember from starting point already even. I don't know if I was a delivery. I'm trying to think of like, okay, what are important things for trucks during the whole process? Yeah, definitely deep dive into research of existing flows. I would look specifically at rider. So rider is the biggest trucking operation in yeah. Oh, I guess the other question is like riders and users. Actually, what is a rider?
I guess they are the delivery person, and then the users are the ones making the order. Maybe.
Versus orderer. Yeah, I think there's also cool. Reply.
Take a shot.
Take a shot. What?
Wait, no. I'll take that back.
Combining the workflow of Comfy UI with Eliza OS. What do you think? Should we continue in this direction? So they want to create a platform where you can easily run AI systems visually. Right now, the website setup workflow system. Now I want to work on the AI part, but I'm not sure if this qualifies in the DeFi track. So I'll just go ahead and.
But this might be for the general track then, I guess.
Yeah, I guess questions. What's the on-chain component? Because right now there is still a requirement that we're posting something on-chain. Easy to use. So yes, I do like this interface, being able to do everything visually. So I guess generally as idea validation for non-scroll open, definitely cool. For scroll open specifically, I don't think it's relevant. Like it wouldn't be eligible for submission unless you have an on-chain component. Yeah.
I think the video is a little small, but on the left pane, there is this on-chain AI agents where it's executing swap with agent kit. I'm not seeing the demo, but I think that might be one of those things that they're looking to do.
Oh, okay. Is the point of having on-chain? Is that how it's related? Okay, cool. I guess it's not super clear where this is kind of fitting in if you're just like tacking on a Web3 product, which is fine actually. I think hybrid dApps are actually super important. Oh yeah. So on-chain AI agents. Would this qualify? I mean, if you can deploy a smart contract and have a thing associated with it, yes, it would qualify. Would it qualify for the DeFi track?
It makes us money.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I would say it qualifies. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think this makes sense. Which is to say, I am pro normie user first. So I like that because, and then like the on-chain component more so is just like something that you can add on if you're building any sort of like generalized AI flow, right?
I guess I'm also not very familiar with like Comfy UI. So if they can also elaborate how this connects with.
Yeah, so Comfy UI, I think, is this part right here. So I think it's like pulling together multiple builders, right? Like the whole thing is Comfy UI plus Eliza OS.
Okay.
All right. Oh, they have a pretty fun Twitter page. But anyways, let's keep going.
Yep. Moving on.
We've been building Fraction AX MVP based on community feedback. Love to hear that. Illustration is based on dummy data. Also great, I think. MVP is definitely like you can just do mockups. You don't need actual stuff in the background. A seamless interface to borrow tokenized RWAs. Investors can explore opportunities at a glance with key details on each asset. Invest with confidence, get deep insights on each RWA, including legal structure, yield, potential, and ownership breakdown. We're making it easy for anyone and one-click autoboarding. I mean, you'll want to help. This is just the beginning. More features. Yes, I love this. I love the form. Yes. Okay. What did they say? What were you laughing?
I love the energy there, Emily.
I don't know. It scratches the smooth brain part of myself. MVP introduces fractional ownership with asset listings, detailed investment views, intuitive investment mechanism, user dashboard, frictionless onboarding, starting on Scroll Sepolia and expanding to other networks. So MP wise.
I think I haven't yet dive into the market validation survey, but high level, just also brainstorming this with Raza a couple of days ago. RWAs have a lot of potential, but how do you align different stakeholders? Because there's definitely like a component externally as well that needs to be involved. Again, I haven't yet seen the market validation survey, but I think that will also help you put your product ahead of the others if you're able to think about bringing on different stakeholders.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think there's a lot of when I see projects like this, it's at least from my sense, maybe because I'm a user, all I see is the user side. I am very curious what onboarding looks like on the other side. This is another one of those supply and demand questions.
Yeah.
But
But if they solve it, it's probably like $1 billion investment for them.
yeah, solve it. Oh, this is did I just click the same one? Whoops. Eat DeFi, the future of payments and crypto in Nigeria. Tap to pay, scan to pay, buy, hold, and sell crypto. Instant NGN withdrawals. Another acronym I'm not familiar with.
I'm not
MVP
familiar
and
with that
vision.
too.
Oh, beautiful. This is super helpful. Challenges of traditional remittances, payments, and crypto transactions in Nigeria. How current fintech solutions fail to integrate crypto friendly. Fund wallet NGN. Is NGN a Nigeria based like wallet?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah,
Is it
maybe tap to
NGN?
pay.
Okay, yeah. So Nigerian Nairas. I hope I'm not butchering this. So NGN. Okay.
Oh, is it like
Nigerian
USD
Nairas.
but NGN?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
the
I'm just
Nigerian
a
currency.
ignorant American.
Don't say that, Emily. I fall in the category as well with you.
Yeah. Instant withdrawals to bank and fintech wallets, BP features, wallet system, P2P crypto, fiat on off ramp user vision and growth plan, merchant adoption, expansion to other saving, staking, microloans, tech stack, Flutter, Dart. What is Flutter? Oh, sorry, I know what Flutter. I'm dumb. Okay, yeah. Okay, Supabase, Stellar SDK. Why Stellar? This is a scroll project.
That's actually true. Or if they can somehow find some ways to tap into both sides with more scroll native part of it, that still counts.
Yeah. Rating MVP. Why Stellar first? What else is here?
I guess when it says like MVP features for the wallet system, I don't think they're building their own wallet. But
Yeah, I don't
how are they
think
going to store NGN? Yeah.
so. How do you how do you store NG?
That's like the first thing they have to do for onboarding Nigerian Nairas, I guess. Okay.
And scan to pay. MVP features. So wallet system. Are they building their own wallet?
I hope not, but
because it says
I don't think
wallet
that's
system. Fiat on/off ramp. This makes sense. So I think the stables are in USDC, right? Not a NGN like related stable. User friendly payments, merchant adoption, DeFi features. So yeah, I think my main question is: are you building a full wallet?
It's gonna be a big lift, yeah, even for like an MVP. But if they're doing that, kudos to them. But love to
it's
check it
6
out.
weeks.
Okay.
Cool. Let's keep going. How many more do we have? Uh-oh. Okay, we are at time. So we'll have to review the other ones async. We'll try to get this done over the weekend. Oh, but this is so pretty. Sorry, I'm like when people put
We're doing a last one then?
Yeah, we'll do this last one and then we'll do the other ones like not live. Okay. BrownFi AMM is deployed on Scroll Sepolia, incorporating Oracle price and parameter limiting order book. BrownFi offers high capital efficiency with simple UX. Are they saying Unity v3 doesn't have a simple UX, especially
Emily, do you
Solid.
want to switch your screen to
Oh,
Wi-Fi
oh,
AMM?
yes, sorry.
Thanks. I'm blind. Okay, all right.
Yeah, no worries. Why can't I show more immediately here? Trading bridges the gap between V2 and V3, offering a high capital efficiency. Like Uniswap simple UX or retail LPs like Uniswap V2. Read more about BrownFi. Well, the gap between Uniswap VT. This article shows that Oracle base.
My impression is that it definitely has a technical aspect to it, and it would nerd snipe us.
It has a what?
There's a good technical aspect to it from its thread, so it nerd snipes the hell out of me. But let's take a look at what this testnet look like.
It is worth to mark that it does not directly compete with V2 or V3. Novel Oracle-based AMM. Capital.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Honestly, it seems like they already have their MVP out, so get market validation. That will be like the next step.
Plus 1, 2. Here. Yeah, I agree. I think because they put their is basically just like doing ETH USD pair. That's all you need, really. Is your validation or talking to.
So for an MVP like this, I would also encourage them to think about how they can explain their MVP to non-Web3 natives, because this is definitely something that is very DeFi focused, something that appeals to the crypto crowd. So how do they bring in people who have no technical background also? Plus, the best part is they already have an app that's working, it seems. So bring on some users.
Do we? I mean, the other question is, do we want to even onboard them? Or like, do you consider this part of your audience? Okay, we are at time, but we will review the other ones. Thank you guys so much for submitting. This was very awesome. I guess the other point is we have weekly submissions like on progress wise every Monday. Some of you guys are submitting. From that pool is how we decide who to bring on for the live stream. Right in the beginning, if you want to share and present publicly, it's also a good idea for us to get who is continuously participating in the program week over week, because consistent building is high signal. But anyways, if you aren't part of Scroll Open yet, what I'd say is head on open to open.scroll.io. And then referral code MVP. Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Oh, we got a very good session from Getsun. Thank you.
Was this the Chama dApp?
Yes, it's the Chama dApp. I wasn't reading
right,
the Nigerian Naira. He posted in the chat explaining the acronym.
Nice. Thank you for clarifying.
Actually,
That's
though,
helpful.
fun fact, I think the announcement is coming out today. Scroll is going on an Africa tour. So Sandy, our CEO, and Raza, who you guys might have seen a few times, our head of growth, will be heading over to Lagos and Nairobi in March and hosting like community meetups. Specifically, I think an RWA summit. And also just like meeting the builders in Africa and seeing like how we can help them. And like discover cool projects. But anyways, that's all we have time for today. I am already 5 minutes late to my next meeting, so sorry, my coworkers. But builders are way more important. Cool. So I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining today, RH. I'm probably
Thanks
going
for
to pull
having
you
us.
on for next week too, just FYI, because Raza, I think, is in Denver. So you'll be seeing his friendly face again. But yeah, guys, sign up.